we're going to talk about what events can do for us as personally, but also in our Nikken business. And actually that was where all this started, where Janneke and we knew each other a little bit from before, but at a big Royal Alliance event in Orlando, we really started to talking and found out that we actually lack the same things or miss something, and started talking on a daily basis and shared ideas and things like that, and one thing led to the other, and now we're here. Suddenly we had this great idea of learning from a lot of great women, which we are going to do today, regardlessly of how long you've been in the business, or what rank you are, because we all have something to contribute to this business. So yeah, that was like a small introduction to what we're going to talk about tonight. Do you have something to add before we start interviewing all our great people?
You mean with me?
Yeah.
Well, the Orlando event, that was just to say that it was last year's event, so we both attended this year as well, and then the idea for this came then into the autumn really, and we started with the first event just before Christmas last year. That wasn't global then, that started in January of this year. So and then it's developed from then on, and we have a lot of interesting women we've talked to so far, and we're really looking forward to those we're having on tonight. And there have been, we're talking about events equals decisions. There's recently been 2 big events, one in the United States and one in Europe. So that's why we, want to talk about this, because of the fact that all the great leaders, they always say it's at the big events that the big decisions are made. So yeah. And then Charlotte, I guess you can start.
Yeah, I will start by opening up for the American group. Let me see, where did she go? Lisa. Let's see, we start with Suzanne Truex. And you should be open there.
We're here. Lisa Fell and I are here, and it's a beautiful day here in Houston, Texas, on the other side of the world from you two. Yes, we just had an amazing event here in San Antonio, Texas, and so the question is, why did we go to the event, or why did I go to the event, right?
Yeah, I would start by asking you. We have had you on a call earlier, but you're a diamond now, and as people listening in, diamonds, we know that then you must have just a little bit of a group all around. So start with, how many people did you bring to the event? Not maybe personally, but in like your team, because it of course goes down.
Sure. There were 40 people in our group there, and we went because, as you said, we've been in the business for 18 years, and we saw from the very beginning that big decisions are made at big events. And the big events are all about having fun, people getting to meet the leaders and realizing that they're real people. And it helps the whole team realize that they too can be leaders, and learning how those leaders got to where they are. My favorite part about the big events is the event that they had at the San Antonio event. I think they had it in Paris, but they always have it at the World Alliance events, and that's the round table, where people can actually sit and have one-on-one conversations with people who have been extremely successful in this business.
Yeah, and I know that I'm not going to say that this event was special team-wise, but I know that some of your team members had challenges going, so you really pulled together as a team and supported your downline leaders so that their people knew as old people also went. Could you just share just briefly how to get that like team effort, not by only saying, oh, I need everybody, but the pulling together, because I think that is important that we as team learn to reach out and not only see our frontline people.
Right. Well, it's awesome to, you know, be in business with your husband, but it's also wonderful to be in business with your very best friend. And Lisa and I had a mutual person in our organization whose wife is quite ill right now. And so we realized that the best gift we could give him right now was to help him build his business. So we rallied around his group in particular and made sure that not only were they physically at the event, but they felt loved and supported there by us. And even though that person wasn't at the event, we all knew as a team that we were helping to take care of them by being totally engaged and being there at the event and bringing home that energy. And the result of that, of course, has been that our business has really exploded. And Lisa can share that with you just a little bit more too.
Yeah, I was thinking, Lisa, you also been in the business for some years now. Why do you keep coming back? It's like some people say, but I went last year, or I went 6 months ago. Why should I go again?
That's a very good question, Charlotta. And the answer to that is, you know, one, as a leader, it's vital for me to go to all of these events that I can possibly attend, because again, I am re-energized every time that I go. And for me to be a true leader, I want to be there for the new people who have not been there before, and people from across the country or across the state or whatever type of event it is, so that they can see that it's important to me as a leader to be there. Because I wasn't always a leader. I was new in the business many years ago too, and it meant the world to me for the mentors in Nikken to be at these different events. Whether, you know, and back then they started out as much smaller events till we got to be so huge. But climbing up the ladder in Nikken is one thing, but climbing up the ladder of going to the bigger and largest events possible, it just increases your vision so much. And the people that come, it lets them see that this is so much greater than themselves. Being around mentors and talking with other people whose names they have heard, and talking with people that they've maybe been on conference calls with who are also new in the business. It helps everyone to reach out more and to be, you know, to know that you're with like-minded people who are wanting to make a difference. And, you know, it's wonderful to see the diamonds and royal diamonds there, and that's very, very special. But it's really about new people coming and sharing the experience and growing from the experience. But as was just referred to, being able to sit at a round table and speak one-on-one with people who have made it so well in this business and who have affected the lives of literally tens of thousands of people, that's what makes the difference. And that's why it's important for me to go and be there as well.
Yeah, and I think one thing that you started out with saying is that, yeah, you build from event to event, and an event doesn't have to be the big Royal Alliance event or the big San Antonio, or in a little while we're going to hear about the European events. You have smaller events. Some places there are monthly events. They are also important to keep up the spirit and they get re-energized, as you said. And also, what I just realized when you said that, oh yeah, then you get to meet people that you heard on conference call or maybe Women in Power, you never know. It's something else, seeing them and being able to go up to them and say, wow, I listened to you so and so. And actually with me, Susan Truex was one of those people, because I am in the same cross line, and had heard her on our leader calls, and then I got introduced to her and just like, wow, now I can call her up. I know that Chris Gollow, our upline Royal Diamond, told me to, that you can always do that, but when you don't have a face or you only see the picture, you don't just call up a stranger saying, hi, could you help me? I want to share some ideas, but when you first meet them, it's just another friend.
It really makes the connection, and
Yeah.
when you open the connection, and you know, of course, now we can see people on Skype, which is wonderful, or see pictures of them, or see videos of them. But to always have that openness already there, and to be able to meet them in person, it's just it's a great thing, and it opens their minds to what they can do as well. And having the mentors there it's a gem. I mean, it's having the diamonds and Royal Diamonds. That's why they're called diamonds, because they sparkle, and we love being around their sparkle, and they help us sparkle and shine even better.
For sure. And this leads me up to, I want to bring Sonia on from your team. Let's see if we can get. Hello. Let's see.
Do I need to share my webcam?
You may, if you want to. Lisa just didn't have one. So, and hi, Sonia. I know that compared to the two other ladies we just talked to, you're brand new to the business.
Yes.
Or brand new, but you're new to the business at least. So what made you go to such a big event as San Antonio?
Well, honestly, I felt a little bit of an obligation because Lisa and Suzanne both have been so terrific with me and been very patient with me because I've dealt with some illnesses, and so they've just stayed in touch and made sure that I knew that they were there, and they weren't giving up on me. They saw in me the desire, but the struggle as well that I've been having physically. So I felt they've invited me to many things, and I've not been able to go, and so I felt a little obligated to go.
I think a lot of people can relate to that. We like to be nice to people, and we of course like when people are nice to us. But then at one point, then we reach that, oh, I have to give something back. How do I do that?
Yeah.
But even the obligation, did you regret going to the big event?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, it's probably one of the best things I've done, and I realized I was at a point of a very, very big life decision at that time when I went, and was really struggling which way to go, and it really made my mind up for me going to the event. It was wonderful because I felt suddenly a connection to a group that was just, over there, and not necessarily that I knew everybody. And now I've had a chance to meet so many people that I feel a connection, and even the Royal Diamonds reach out, and just once in a while, and it makes me feel like I really am connected and a part of the group and building the relationships, and it motivates me.
Yeah, and maybe even easier to contact them for help.
Absolutely.
So after the event, did something happen? Did anything change? Like Lisa just said that you get re-energized and things like that. So what happened with you after this big event?
Well, actually, I completed my wellness home, which was critical because I think once you have all of the products in place, especially when you're experiencing some illness or some type of physical struggles, you really can see the synergy of all the products together, and I started to notice a big difference. And so I completed my wellness home, and I also actually won a scholarship to the HBM in Houston in January. So I'll be going to that. I'm very excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then also I have become executive. Just at the end of this past month, I became executive. So So a lot of changes actually.
And it was also, you didn't just buy your way to executive, you also found some people, is that right?
Yes,
To
that's
work
correct.
with. So you got inspired to get out there and really share your story and vision now. So
Yes.
that's amazing. So what's next step? Are you going for the next big event? Is that planned out?
Well, I had said that I wasn't going to go to Orlando, but I feel differently about that now. And the exciting thing too is I actually brought up to my husband, I said, I think it might be a really good idea if we go, or if I go. And he said, well, isn't that something that we should do together? And of course, I became very excited because I want to bring him in
Yeah.
to the business as well, because he has a studio that he spends a lot of time focusing on. But what I realized after going to the event is that I could just talk about Nikken to anybody, and that's how I actually got my first person after the event in San Antonio was at the hairdressers, and I was talking to everybody about it. And the manager says, oh, I have a friend who is interested, and sure enough, we met the next day, and he signed up and bought the sleep system and the whole thing. So, yeah.
Oh wow, congratulations. Um, so this time, of course, you were brand new, so you didn't have a team to bring. But how do you think it would make you feel when you start bringing people to these kind of events?
Well, I'm one of those people, and I think most of us have that intrinsic need to help, to feel like we're helping someone. And so if I'm able to take people to the event and have them light up and see them flourish, of course it will make me feel like I'm accomplishing some of the objectives and missions, I think, mission that we have, to help people to grow and flourish and be more.
Yeah,
Yep.
fantastic. So now that you're starting to have a team, how do you plan on sharing like your energy to go to the event so that people understand that, oh, this could change a lot for you. Of course, you can't tell them what it will change because that's very individual. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, what happens is my energy becomes very high and very enthusiastic, and it's kind of catching. And so, when I'm not just laid back, but I suddenly, you know, the the excitement just is coming out of me. It just flows out of me. I can't help it, and I just become very excited, and I just talk to people about it, and so then I think it just kind of is catching, and like I want what she has, so I hope that way, as well as I will lean very heavily on Lisa and Suzanne to also help drive home that importance of going and how valuable it is to participate. So yeah, because I think the team is a big, at first I thought, oh, I can do this without them, but honestly, they bring so much to the table that I don't want to do it without them anymore. I want them involved, and I am grateful that they want to be involved and don't just sign me up and then leave me alone. I'm very grateful for the team that I'm in.
So the true value of teamwork once again. So yeah, thank you very much. I can see the energy coming out of you. So yeah, and please send it throughout the channel so that it's contagious, so that we all can get some more energy. Thank you so much, Sonja.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Let's see, we have Helen, but Helen, you need to unmute yourself if you are, because I can't, you're on the phone. Let's see if we can get that working. I'm not sure, but I think you're supposed to press *6 or something like that. Let's see if we can get Helen on. Not at the moment. Helen, you just keep on trying, and if you suddenly talks in over or something, we'll just keep you hanging there. So yeah, that was a great event, I guess I could hear. And as Janneke said, we also have a great event in Paris, and a lot of great women attended that one too. So I will leave it over to you for the next questions, Janneke. Let me see if I. Sorry, I muted you. Now you're back.
Yeah. Hello? Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, and yes, we've just heard about this great event over in. Let's have a look. There we have me as well. Did I put the right one on? Yeah. Yeah, we heard about this great event in San Antonio, so unfortunately we weren't able to go there. But there's also been an incredible event over in Europe. We had one earlier on in the autumn in Norway, and then now in November they had one in Paris. And so there's several people who've been there. One of I'll be talking to now is Brigitte. Can you arrange, Charlotte, so that we get her on? Are you on? Are you on, Brigitte?
Hello, Janneke.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
I can. Are you able
Nice
to
to
turn up the sound a little bit?
This is up as much as it can be, so
Okay.
It's
Then,
okay.
then we'll do our best. That'll be fine. Thank you very much. Yeah, you've been attending several events. I remember I met you last year actually in Orlando. That was the first time we met.
yes, it was.
And
that's
time flies.
one of the magical things of events, meeting all the people there.
Exactly. And then you also attended again this year. I saw you here in Norway, and then you went to Paris. What made you go, to these events?
I'm coming from a scientific background and was very resistant to the ideas of Nikken when I first was introduced to Nikken. And I have been a product user for a long time, what I would call a typical product user. And it was very interesting because I felt I needed to use the product for not necessarily for physical, but for emotional purposes. And I was really going to Orlando to connect to the bigger picture. And in England, things are very slow. So I live in London, UK, and I decided I really need to take myself to a big event to get the bigger picture. For me, I just need to see the bigger picture, and I need to hear people who have been in the business for a long time speak about the business. And at that time, my vision was very low, my own vision. And I kept going back really to build my own vision. And I felt the big events really gave me the bigger picture. It connected me to incredible people, and I found the readiness of what we could call high-ranking people to speak to us on a human level and connect like a friend, absolutely amazing. So it opened up doors.
Sorry, yes, it opened up
new doors for me and new visions. And every time I'm going back, more vision comes in. And I feel I need to build my own vision so I can then be the person that will introduce other people to the vision.
Which is great, and that's what it's about, that you do sort of enhance your own work. You actually met Maggie McKee at one of these events, and she asked you a question, didn't she?
Yes, she asked straight away. I met her, and we just said, "Oh, let's sit down." We didn't know each other, At that, we literally just met, and she asked me, "Why are you here?" So
And what did you say?
basically, I've come to find out. So we had a long discussion about me connecting to the vision of Niken and how that was relevant to me. And I've recently met her in Paris again, and it's really amazing to notice the change in personality in me, and how I have changed over the course of the time. And it was really interesting to experience in the new discussion the changes that have occurred in my own belief system. What was very interesting, when I went to Orlando for the first meeting, I could not imagine being a Royal Diamond. When I went to Paris, I was sitting there and I'm thinking, actually, for the first time in my life, it makes time. You need to start from the top, not from the bottom. So the big meetings for me have really enabled big vision, lots of validation through meeting lots of people cross line, making lots of contact, and actually having a rather nice list of a network together where we can help each other out.
Exactly, and I mean, you and I, we've had quite a few talks actually in this past year as well, sort of going back and forth a bit, sharing experiences and so on. And but you have, you've attended all these events, and as for a difference to, with regard to other people, you've actually gone on your own to several of them. So, and what are your thoughts on that, as compared to, with the Americans, some of them shared they went as a team, or brought their team?
I felt it was doing it in a way backwards, but I felt it was the right way for me to do. I needed to go for me and to really build myself and to connect for myself. And I felt like just by showing up, eventually things would fall into place. I heard that from network marketers, said a lot, and for me this just rings true. I need to basically show up and build it that way. And for me it's also been really important to continually talk with Crossline, because in the UK we don't really have, say, like monthly big events. They're coming on now, so that will improve things a lot. So we can grow in that way too.
Yeah, and that is the thing, an event can also, events can be different things. Events can be, the talks that we had, it can be actually, because it is something organized in a way, you can get something out of it. It can be local events where people do something, but it can also be the big conferences like the Paris ones and so on. And out of all of that, you do get the connections like you were talking about. And as you've mentioned, you find the connections important because they bring your business further. So do you have any? Yeah, sorry.
Before I go, what I found also really important in Paris this time, they were actually, we had two really exciting people on stage, and that's another thing that I found totally inspiring. There's a guy who did a double Paragon Award in 6 months. He went platinum, and I thought just kind of hearing the story, experiencing that is truly inspiring.
Yeah, and the thing is, hence, as you say, you gained that from this event. You talk to some people again whom you talked to before. So, you do get that little new pearl for every event you attend.
Absolutely.
And any other things that you sort of come to mind as a final thing with regard to why it's important to attend the different events?
every event is a new opportunity, is a new reconnection. It's building a community as well, and for me, I really found that kind of resonated with one of the previous speakers. Really amazing, like-minded people.
True. Absolutely, I found that as well, and it's always so enjoyable. You know, you meet people you met before, you make new friends, and then you meet them again at some other stage. Thank you very much, Brigitte, for getting on this call, and we will talk again, you know, as we always do. And Charlotte, then we have had a couple of dropouts, unfortunately, with some people, but you are getting on with some of the other European guests that we have on.
Yeah, actually, I'm jumping back and forth here because Helen might come online. I've been texting her. But first of all, I have opened up Maggie McGee, which
Okay, brilliant.
you just mentioned that had an influence on Brigitte from the UK. So Maggie, are you there? Let's see if she has any sound. Maggie McGee?
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I just got back from the Paris meeting, so that was wonderful. It's great to see you again, Brigitte. And like she was saying, it's a chance to reconnect with people that we met. Like I met the two of you in Orlando a couple of years ago, and that's led to this great relationship that we have and participation in what you're doing. And in Paris, it was my first European big event, and it was fabulous. My goodness, we had such a good time and such a great reception. It was an honor to be one of the diamonds at the diamond table. It really stretched me to do all of that in French because that's not my first language, but it was great. I really felt appreciated and met some fabulous new people. There were some great speakers on stage, as has been mentioned, and I'm really glad I went because that was the first time that I had gone to a big event outside of North America.
Yeah, that was also why I thought it was interesting to get you
so I see you're moving, Charlotte.
on this call as well. Also because a lot of Americans or Canadians go to Europe to these events, but because they have big groups down there to support them. But that's not the case with you either. So you just wanted to attend another big, great event, and I think that's amazing, even for a diamond going that far. So, and yeah, so you gained something from this event as well?
Mm-hmm.
I think we have.
Oh, totally. And you know, it took me back to when I first started NECANN almost 20 years ago, and the first time that I attended a big event was a huge turning point for me as a consultant because I was living in a smaller community, fairly isolated. It was before the internet, so we didn't have these wonderful conferences and so on. And when I got to this big event and met leaders, the whole busload of us went down to Seattle, Tacoma, and met some of the people whose tapes I had listened to and whose videos I had watched. It was truly transformational. I got that this was a much bigger playground than I knew I was in at the beginning. So I think that's one of the big advantages to attending one of the larger events is to see the power of the community and how quickly it can spread from local to regional to national to international, and to make connections with people who are building as we are, and to help them and they help us. And you know, that's my whole vision in NECANN as a leader, is to expand this community of like-minded people who want what NECANN offers, which is balance and freedom and all those wonderful things, but many have not had a way to get that before. or even see it. I think you have to be able to have a bit of a flash of what's possible before you can actually create it. So big events for me are something that's like a vision board for me. I go there, I see it, then I can create it when I come home.
Oh, that sounds
Looks like
great.
my computer's having some challenges, so I'm hoping you can hear me.
Oh, we can hear you fine. I just think there's a bit of delay with the sound, so that is the only thing. So, but this time, of course, because it wasn't that local for you, you don't bring...
So I have made it...
Oh, continue.
Yeah. Well, carry on. I didn't have anybody in my team there at this one, that's right, but I had my upline, my wonderful friend Michael DiMuccio, of course, was there, and I could follow Michael all around the world because he's so brilliant and inspiring. And I went with a cross-line friend from Victoria, so it was great. And I knew a lot of the European people because I'd met them in Orlando, right? Like like Jean-Pierre and Regine and Brigitte and Alain and Aline, and you know, it's always like a family reunion to me. It's fun, it's exciting, it's inspiring. I'm always learning new things, and so I love taking my team to big events because I've seen the same thing happen for them. It expands the mind, expands the vision, expands the contacts, expands the community. And because we are all one, you know, in a spiritual sense, it's just a great way to meet more of the oneness.
Yeah. So you said that you love going with your team. Of course, you didn't bring them now, but how do you get them to see your vision, or to see not your vision, but see the purpose of going for this event? What do you tell new people, old people in the business?
Well, basically, it's the same thing I do when I'm inviting people to step into anything in Nikken, whether it's to become a customer or a consultant. It's telling stories. So now I have another story to tell about the event in Paris, and I often tell the story about my first experience with a big event, and then I often say, well, you know, these are the big events that I've got planned on my calendar for the next year. And if you're serious about building what you tell me you want to build, I would really encourage you to come. It'll be a great building block for you in your business, and if you bring people with you, that's going to create a huge ripple effect. So it's really, again, about telling stories and creating a vision that people can step into, because most people have never been in this kind of community before. They've never had, I mean, they may have had conferences with their companies or whatever, but often that was they had to go. So it's about helping them to see that wanting to go is better than having to go, and that the benefits, it's always, what are the benefits? If you go, this is what you'll create. And especially if people have an idea that they'd like to have business in other countries, well, come to this big event. You will meet some people. I will introduce you personally to people from France, from Sweden, from Norway, wherever you want to build your business, and they will be part of your support team to do that. So I think it's an individual thing, but it's always, for me, about telling stories that inspire people to take action.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your energy. We'll jump back to the US again. I open up you, Lisa.
The next one.
Now I'm jumping back to see if Helen is online now. Helen, can you hear us?
Seems like sometimes we do have a little bit of complications with the technology, but other times it's working really well.
Carlotta, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, so I'm going to get Helen on the speaker, on my speakerphone, okay?
Okay, let's see if that's working.
Okay, let's see if this works. Hi, Helen.
Oh.
Hi.
Hey, okay, so you're going to speak through the computer, through my telephone, okay? Okay, so Okay.
So stay on my cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So welcome to the call, Helen. I wanted to add you in now that we've talked in advance. Like Brigitte told us, she also started with a product. I know that you and your husband is new to the business and been customers for a while. So I just want to hear, why did you suddenly choose to go to a big event and not just continue being like a customer?
Well, we have been at NICA, my husband and I, about a year. And to be honest with you, we signed up to get the discount on the water, countertop water system.
A lot of people do.
For a year. Can you hear me now?
Yes, they're hearing you real well.
Okay. And we drank the water, and we ordered a few more products, and we used those. But the person who signed me up was Dana Little, and she introduced me to Suzanne Truax. And both of them have been so good about inviting us to events. So we decided to go to the first one in Austin. And we enjoyed that so much that when they invited us to San Antonio, we had already had a discussion that we were going to either go all the way and do this business, or we were not going to do it. And we would just continue to use the products. And the San Antonio event convinced us into meeting people, doing the round tables, hearing all the stories. Everybody was so helpful. We decided we were going to go all the way. And so we came back and we hosted an event over to one of our daughters' home, Suzanne and Dan. Suzanne's husband, Pat, Jane. We had a wonderful time. As a result of that, we signed up 2 daughters and my sister. And so that began our business because my husband started using the products and they helped him so much. He had some chronic problems from an injury in Vietnam. And so now he's telling everybody how the products have helped him. And I'm more scientific minded and interested in how they work and why they work. And so I started studying more about the products and how they work and why they work, and I am just fascinated. It finally hit me that what NICA has done was harness all the gifts that God has already given us. And we, as human beings, have disturbed and destroyed some of those gifts along the way. So they have been able to harness those gifts, sunlight, the earth gravitation, water, air. And the more I learn about the products, the more I am convinced that we are helping people in a very, very dynamic way. And so I've signed up a few more people, and we're talking all the time, and I'm getting more and more excited, and have such a wonderful support system. Dana, Suzanne, and all of the upline and people all around me. And I also am fascinated at how many Christians are drawn to NICA. So to me, it speaks very loudly how good this company is, and so I'm all in right now.
Oh, fantastic. So people listening in, it's like, okay, you went to a big event which immediately made you choose to make a small event, and that is what it's all about. We don't only need the big events because we need some action in between. So thank you very much, Helen, to sharing that with us, and I totally agree with the product and everything, and I think all the listeners know what you're talking about. So thank you so much. I will hurry on to the next, which is, let me see, where did I put her? Leanne?
Hi.
Leanne, yep.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
You're from Belgium, so we're back in in Europe now, and I want to ask you. You didn't participate in the Paris event, is that right? You're big. Did you?
I did.
Did you go to Paris?
Yeah, I did go to Paris.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I was in Paris.
Yes, that's true.
Uh,
But the big.
Very lucky to sit next to Maggie.
Oh.
So I met her, which was very special for me. And
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Yeah, and see that's how interesting it is. And suddenly you hear somebody, and then you're sitting next to them, and yeah, they are just normal people.
Yeah, that's actually, I think that's actually what you also learn at those events, that they are normal people. So I guess they all started somewhere. I mean, where everybody starts at the bottom. So
Exactly. Yeah. But Paris wasn't your first event, even though you're not old in the business. You had your first event in Stuttgart this year in the fall, and at the pre-call we had with you said that was changing a lot in you as well. So why did you choose to go to that event?
It wasn't really, it wasn't a choice. It was like the person I was working with, he always said, you have to come, you have to see how big it is. Well, and then twist my arm. I mean, okay. I mean, I went, and it was huge. It was big. There was like, I think 800 people, around 800 people. He had to change the place, I think, twice, because there were so many people going there. And then you're there, and then at this event, actually, all those Royal Diamonds or other speakers, I mean, it was so interesting. It was amazing because you had so much information, so much knowledge on that stage, and you could just stand, so you could just be there and listen to it, be part of it, and I think that was really the amazing part about it, and then the other thing is, that was like the first time I really could feel and see how big actually Nippon is, and how big this whole thing is, and you just who are like-minded, who have kind of a similar purpose, and that also gives you quite some energy. So I think, I mean, you get out of there. I got out of there. And now you asking the question, why do you go? I would ask the question, how can you not go? Because it's really the place to be.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. But sometimes we're not good enough to getting the message out to our team and to people around us. But when we're first there, I just like, wow. Yeah. Why didn't I attend earlier? Yeah. So at the Stuttgart, you knew that, okay, it's the next one coming up. I want to go as well.
That was Nice. Yeah, and Nice was much smaller, and that was also nice because, I mean, those people on stage, they were, I mean, you could almost touch them. They actually became closer. They were not anymore those small figures in the back, but they became closer, and I also dared then maybe to ask a question, and then you also realize that, yeah, there's not just people on the stage, but there are people also coming, and you can go to them, you can ask something. Yeah, they are, you're part of this whole group, and well, so that gives you also a lot of yeah, you feel like you can do it. It just gives you the feeling that you can do that too.
So there's no doubt in your mind that you will recommend everyone going to.
I mean, it's fun. Why would you not go? It's just nice. It's interesting. It's so much information. It is so much to get out of it. You meet people that are kind of thinking the same way than you are. Or even differently, but I mean, you meet interesting people and you have fun. So, what more do you need?
No, exactly. And just seeing you, people listening in later on, sorry we don't have webcams there, but people seeing you now, I think that they can see that when you start talking about the events and you think back, the energy comes back into your body. It's just like, yeah, wow. Oh, and that is what we need on a daily basis because it can go up and down. So we need these energy boosts. So yeah. And for how long have you been in the business?
It's a year now.
A year, yeah. And you attended 3 big events and having fun with it. So
Yes,
so
and
that's
I unfortunately could not go to Oslo because there was really something that, because I would have gone. I would have really gone, and I've never been there, so
no, you take the next one. I'm sure there will be one in Oslo to come in the years somewhere out there for sure. So yeah. No, thank you very much for sharing your ideas and why you went. So
thank you for
actually, you're welcome. And I will jump to one from the other team. Hitomi, where did you go? There. You're open, Hitomi?
Yeah.
Yes, sure. And you're brand new to the business.
Yes.
And already been flying around to a lot of events and have a lot of energy like Leanne just had. You also now live in Belgium.
Yes.
Yes. So why did you go to the first event? That was Oslo, is that right?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
In August this year.
Yeah, and actually I signed up in this March, and after I signed up, to be honest, I have so many questions going on. I wasn't sure what I'm doing. I wasn't sure what my goal was, but I did have only intention to attend the Oslo convention. And we just budgeted the money. We went to Oslo with my husband, and we found it as extraordinary. This I would like to say, in my entire life, I have been like that excited. I've never seen anything like that huge, and the energy. It's really nothing can compare. But what happened to me is like a defining moment for the business, for everything what I'm carrying on now.
Amazing.
The first convention is a huge impact on me and my husband as well.
Yeah, because I remember seeing you. We also talked at the Oslo event, and you had you were like on fire. You were flying all over the place and things like that. Actually, because you were like put there on a mission. You were not just going to be somebody sitting in the audience listening. No, you had a purpose going there.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. But actually, I'm living in a very small community as well, and it's a French community. And all the things after I sign up, all the materials I got help from online, from the Royal Alliance, from Michael DiMuccio or Hangout with Michael DiMuccio, all the videos, and then I have learned a lot of things from those videos, and then I prepare a lot of questions. I say, I'm going to get an answer by myself and to ask the real people, to ask those royal diamonds. This is my purpose. Unless you don't have answers, you don't have the confidence, If you don't have the competence, you don't have a confidence. So I gotta know. I gotta know what it is. So that's my purpose. That's my intention. And then I got there. I saw all those people. But to be honest, for me, I see them every day on the screen, and I saw them as like a celebrity to me, and it's like very overwhelmed. I say, wow. For example, I met Michael DiMuccio. I say, oh, that's Michael DiMuccio. I know him since a long time. How can I? Yeah. But I just talked to them. He's a very, very nice person. I was very surprised. If you need me, and I can give you ABC. Oh, I was very impressed. It was such an honor to talk to him. Yeah, and also a lot of Royal Diamonds, Angelica, Edmund Berger, and Wolfgang, and Tony Skoma, and Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you talk to those people, you're not just getting to learn the skills or the knowledge. You feel the energy. It's very, very uncomparable, you know. It's a true energy. That's what I felt.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
no, and that was the impression I got from you as well. And you told us that you really looked at them to see, okay, how do they actually interact, and how
Exactly.
how is a leader, how do they behave,
Yeah.
and things like that. Of course, we need to be ourselves, but we also need to look at what
Yes.
is it to be in the business. And I know that, like with Leanne, you also suggest that everybody just register for the next upcoming event. So are you ready for the next
Oh,
event?
absolutely, absolutely. And after Oslo, when we came back, we just bought the early bird ticket for Paris, and we got the early bird ticket for Orlando.
Yeah.
So, no doubt, we'll surely go.
Okay.
I know
So
attending the big event will gain much more than you pay for.
yeah, and actually I think that's is an important message, because two people, and we already heard about diamonds and golds, and yeah, brand new, and people who just signed in and got to executive right after. You learn something no matter what level you are on, which kind of person, and you never know what it is. So you can't put a money tag on that, saying,
Yeah.
okay, if I pay this, I will receive this in return.
Yes.
No, so thank you for that note. I think that is really important.
Yeah.
So we'll hope more will just sign up for the next one. Thank you for your energy for this call, and you're welcome. And have a great night.
You too.
I'll just put the last speaker for today, Françoise. Are you there? She is.
Yeah.
Right on. Fantastic.
Yeah, it was nice to hear to everybody. You know, after that, showing that every person who is listening to you, who is belonging to this panel of women, they will go to the next event.
Yeah, for sure. That is what we are hoping for.
That's what sharing was from.
that was the intention with this. And actually, what I know, the little I know about you, is that you actually like build your business on events. Starting from the beginning, of course, with smaller events, but still attracting big people to the events, and you still continue going, even though you've been in the business for some time as well. So why do you keep on going?
Yeah, because you know, as we as we start the Nikens market, we belong to the starting of the Nikens market in Belgium. Nothing was existing in Belgium when we start. So once we heard about some event in Paris and then in Orlando, and we went to Paris, and I can tell you after 3 weeks we were silver. But silver with the old-fashioned means 25,000 points and eight seniors. So that was just, we just did what we learned at the event. And after that, we are applying, told us about an event in Orlando. We said, what, to go to Florida? Yeah, we went there. And we went there just together, my husband and me. And the next year, you know, we were 10 of our team. And the year after, we were 20, you know, more and more. Because we were so excited from this event. So we really promote the event to our team.
So you use your excitement to promote the event throughout the team, like we heard earlier. Tell your story about your own why you went or what you gained from the event. So you still use that?
Yes, because you know everything is working with the energy. So what I am doing, my team will do. What I am not doing, my team will not do.
No, that's true.
Like that. So
duplication. I heard something about duplication.
And energy too. Even if I say nothing, you know, I know that if I buy my ticket, other people will buy their ticket. I never promote something without buying my own ticket for an event. So
no, it's like you have a list.
Pardon?
It's like you have a list of okay, this is the way of register doing things. Could you share that just briefly with us?
Yeah. We can call that a list, or it's a natural. That's natural things that we are doing. You know, as soon as we heard that there is we hear that there is an event somewhere, like in Paris. The last one was in Paris. The next one is Orlando, of course, and Karlsruhe. Well, we hear about the event, we buy our ticket, we reserve our hotel, and then we promote. Means I call my personal group, each person by each person, and just talk about the event and about their benefits. I give the benefits to the person. Because as we hear, or everybody, the first time you don't know what why you have to go like a prisoner, you know, to such event. So it's more, you know, more useful if you give the some benefits to the person. And I teach that to the leaders of our group, to each.
Yeah, so they can share that with their team.
Yeah. Did you buy your ticket? Okay, maybe it can be time to buy it and then to make the promotion.
Yeah. No, but it sounds simple, and I think with this call tonight, with all the energy and all the different, and at the same time not that different whys to go and what they gained out of it, even more energy. I think it will be easier for everybody to just go out there and share their story and share why did they attend. And if they haven't attended one, I think this is time for doing it.
You can. Well, I used to prepare, you know, to prepare the team, the people who will go there, and I asked them prepare some question like Itomi said. Yeah, I had some question that I asked to each top leaders in Oslo.
And actually, I think that's a really good idea that you don't just go and sit in the audience and take notes, but prepare yourself to, okay, what do I want to gain out of this? Maybe you gain something different, but still you thought about it. It's not just a trip, and you've try to figure out, okay, what is it that I need to know from other people. So I think that's the
goal is to increase your business.
Exactly.
To make your business growing.
Yeah, and I think if you have difficulties with the questions, then ask your upline. They probably have some questions you can get inspired by. See if that is what you need to know to move on in the business. Thank you so much. This was really short this time. Because time is flying and we start a little late. So we'll get back to you later on, I'm sure. So I just put up a list over the upcoming events for 2015, and actually the reason I didn't close you down, Françoise, is because I know that now is the time that we plan 2015, not January the 1st or the 2nd. You already done your planning, and what I really loved was that you done a new life cycle plan for 2015.
Yeah, it's ready. Yeah, be ready. Do actually prepare your cycle plan, your goal, your purpose. You know, everything must be done for before the end of this year. So the first day of the next year, you can start. You know, be on starting blocks. To begin.
And I really love that. And for people who doesn't know what a life cycle plan is, then talk to your upline and sign up for Humans Being More as soon as possible. You will learn more about the way of working with a life cycle plan. But that is really a visual tool to see what it is that you want and get inspired of doing the work. So thank you so much, Françoise. You're welcome. And Janneke, are you still there? Because this is
yes, I am.
Fantastic.
I'm back.
This is the upcoming events that we have so far.
We want to share that with everybody of what we know so far. There might be other things, as we were saying, you know, beforehand, local things, etc. So people will have that each in their region. But these are some of the things that we do know of, Charlotte.
Yeah, the big events. And actually, I know that right now, of course, the Irvine event is able to book that, and also I think the Karlsruhe, for the people who've been in Paris, they got some knowledge about that, but that's also out, and the early bird is this year out. So if you want to attend that, that is a
And then we also have a particular event put up from the 30th of April.
Exactly. And the people who've been on our Facebook page, they might have seen some small teasers about this. And as I put out here, the invitation will come out soon. We're just working on the final details. So please book this date. This is only for women. Sorry for the men listening in. But this is a women retreat that we're going to do.
And we are well on our way in planning, we can say, Charlotte.
So we just need the finalized details with the booking system and things like that. Then you will receive an email, and we'll just want to make sure that you set off the date so that you can go to this. And because time does fly, then go to the Royal Alliance, book the next upcoming webinars, but also link you to the Facebook page if you haven't done that, because we will also broadcast these webinars, but also this retreat.
And the retreat is also, you know, like people have been talking about here, you learn on a personal level, you learn for your business, you make connections, everything like that. And that's also part of what you will gain through that Women Empower retreat. So, you know, do watch out for when information is put out on that. And
it's not only
yeah.
yoga and mud bath and things like that
No.
showing here on the picture. It will be like a real event, but just with some extra benefits, since we're only women. So
exactly. And the wonderful thing is that, as several of you have heard through events you've attended, it's very much spot on with the focus on the women. So that feels really great for us, as we've been working on this webinar series for almost a year now. And yeah, and we've had you know, lots of great women on. It's interesting to hear that people you know, grow in various ways if they've been for a short time in the business, or if they've been 20 years in the business, as some of the people have been on today, isn't it, Charlotte? So yeah, and energy is important. That's what we want to keep up with everybody, and that's what we want all of you to be able to share, you know, with your people and so on. So yeah, stay tuned, and there will be more webinars coming up, and you will receive information about all of that. Anything more you want to say, Charlotte?
No, a lot of people is now writing in with event dates and things like that, and I just think that we all need to talk to Nikan and say, please make an event calendar so we can share all these things.
And that it's easy to share it, because it must be a calendar where people can easily, you know, put information out and so on. But
yeah,
we need that, and you can share also, you know, at the Facebook page. That is possible, actually, if there are things.
Exactly.
So you use the Facebook page.
Please do, and have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. And we're sorry for going over time, but we hope that the message has been important to you.
Exactly, and it is the final one for this year, actually. So that was also why we wanted to have a panel of women talking about various, you know, their points of views and so on. So we hope it was worth it, and Merry Christmas to everybody, actually, and Happy New Year, and good start for your 2015.
Yeah, and remember to look out, because again, we will start the upcoming year with something real special. So stay tuned, and yeah, Merry Christmas.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.